Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Royal Rumble kickoff pay-per-view. The 2017 Royal Rumble kickoff pre-show opened up with Renee Young. She's joined in by WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, Jerry the King Lawler, and Shawn Michaels. They hyped the show and sent us backstage to Charlie Caruso in the social media lounge. She'll also be joined in by WWE Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose later. There's also Renee. Renee sends us to Peter Rosenberg outside of the Alamo Dome with a bunch of excited fans. We see footage of the NXT TakeOver San Antonio of Seth Rollins calling Triple H out. More discussion on the Rumble before Renee leads us to a Rumble video package. We get more discussion from the panel and a promo for tonight's Raw Women's title. Booker goes with Charlotte while Lawler and HBK agree. Rosenberg is in the arena now and leads us to another Rumble promo. Speaking of Jerry the King Lawler, I met him in person on Saturday night at the Shreveport World of Wheels. He was in a break, intermission between his autograph signings and what have you. I got to shake his hand, and then later on got his autograph with my daughter and my roommate's son. And I'll show you a picture for you on that. First matchup on the pre-show: Naomi, Nikki, Bella, and Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya. We go to the ring, and out comes Mauro Ranallo, welcoming us to the show. He's joined in by JBL, David Otunga, Tom Phillips, and Greg Hamilton, and Greg Hamilton does the in-ring introductions as Naomi made her way out first. Nikki and Becky were out next for their team. SmackDown Women's Champion Alexa Bliss was out next, followed by Mickie James, and Natalya was out last. Natalya started off the match and taunted Nikki, but got slapped. Natalya tagged Bliss right in and lets her start. Bliss and Nikki go at it. Nikki counters and covers for a 2 count. Naomi tags in for a double drop kick on Bliss. Natalya tags back in. The heels go for a triple suplex, but the babyface counter and hit it instead. Naomi ends up leaping out onto her opponents and taking them all down. Back to commercial. Back for the break, Becky is unloading on Natalya with leg lariats. Becky with a firearm and a side kick in the corner. Natalya goes to the floor for a breather. Becky follows, but Mickie James launches her into a barrier. Natalya with a snap suplex on the floor. Natalya brings it back in, and heels keep control. Bliss tags in and works Becky over. Mickie with a cheap kick on Becky as Bliss covers for a 2 count. Natalya mocks Nikki, but gets rolled up by Becky for a 2 count. Natalya keeps control and covers for a 2 count. More back and forth as Bliss is back in. Natalya stops Becky from tagging. And Naomi gets a hot tag and unloads on Bliss and Natalya. Naomi with her signature kicks on Bliss. Naomi drops Bliss and covers for a 2 count as Mickie breaks up the pinfall. Becky takes her out. Natalya takes Becky out. Nikki spears Natalya. Bliss and Naomi go at it again. Naomi drops her with a kick and hits the split-legged moonsault for the win. After the match, Naomi, Nikki, and Becky stand tall as we go back to the panel. The panel leads us to a promo for tonight's Universal title match. Charlie Caruso is backstage with Universal Champion Kevin Owens and U.S. Champion Chris Jericho. They talk about how Raw General Manager Mick Foley has something against them. We come back to the panel. We see Raw announcers making their way to the ring. Tag team title match: Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Cesaro and Sheamus. We go to the ring, and out comes Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus. Michael Coleslaw welcomes us to, and he's joined in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were out next. Cesaro and Anderson go at the start. Cesaro with an early 2 count. We have one referee in the ring and one at ringside. So expect some type of melee going on. Sheamus comes in and goes at it with Anderson. More quick tags Cesaro and Gallows go at it. Cesaro hits a springboard uppercut for a 2 count. Sheamus tags in for the double team suplex. Sheamus drops a knee on Gallows for a 2 count. Cesaro comes back in, but Gallows gets the upper hand as we go to commercial. Back for the break, Sheamus ends up hitting the forearms to Gallows on the apron. Sheamus with a top rope clothesline for a 2 count. Cesaro comes in off the top with another 2 count. Gallows avoids the Cesaro swing. Anderson tags in and knocks Sheamus off the apron. Cesaro with an uppercut. Anderson drops him for a 2 count, and the second referee stops him cheating. Cesaro with another 2 count. Anderson counters the neutralizer. Cesaro comes back and hits the 619. Cesaro with a crossbody for a 2 count. Anderson and Cesaro tangle. Anderson hits the spine buster for a 2 count. Gallows comes in for a magic killer, but Sheamus stops it. Cesaro with a DDT on Gallows. The referee goes down by accident after a road kick. What did I say? Just predict? I didn't see the first pre-show itself. None of it. We'll have it. Cesaro with a swing on Anderson now as Cesaro gets a sharpshooter on Anderson. Gallows comes in with a boot to the face to break up the tap out. Anderson with a 2 count as Sheamus breaks it. Gallows and Sheamus brawl. More confusion with the referee. Gallows then nails Sheamus with a kick. Sheamus eats a magic killer. Gallows and Anderson end up getting the pin for the win and becoming your new tag team champions. After the match, champions celebrate with their titles as Cesaro and Sheamus look on from ring with disgust, blaming that other one on their loss. Back to the panel, Rosenberg has replaced HBK. Austin Aries joins the panel to discuss tonight's Cruiserweight title match. Aries predicts a new champion tonight. We go back to Charlie and Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose in the social media lounge. Sasha versus Nia Jax was your next match back. Both of them come out. Sasha was first. Nia was last. They go at it to start, but Nia overpowers early on. Nia tosses Sasha across the ring and then runs her over. Nia stands tall as we go. We take another commercial break. Back from that break, Nia fights off a bank statement before going to work on Sasha's injured knee. More back and forth as Sasha fights back. Sasha comes off the top with the knees, but Nia kicks out at 2. Nia ends up catching Sasha in a pop-up Samoan drop for the win. After the match, Nia stands tall as we go to replays. We go back to the panel for more discussion on Triple H and Seth Rollins. Renee sends us to Stephanie McMahon. She says Rollins has officially been banned from the Alamo Dome, and she will address his actions at NXT TakeOver San Antonio on tomorrow's Raw. Stephanie is positive that a member of Raw will win the Rumble tonight. Panel leads us to a promo for tonight's WWE title match. We go to ring. Out comes the Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels to a big hometown pop. Shawn talks about his Rumble history in San Antonio and hypes tonight's main event. Shawn says that there's only one thing left to do. Get this party started. Shawn says they want San Antonio to have fun like only they can do and make some noise like only they can do. If you're not down with that, the crowd finishes the line for HBK and his music hits. Coleslaw talks about how they had some WWE Network sign-up issues, but those have been cleared up and fans still have time to join for the Rumble. We go back to the panel for more discussion on the pay-per-view. That's it for the pre-show. 2017 Royal Rumble opens up with a video package live from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio as Michael Cole welcomes us as the pyro goes off. Raw Women's title match is up first. Bayley versus Charlotte. We go to the ring. Out comes Bayley to a pop. Raw Women's Champion Charlotte was out next as Coleslaw introduces us to some international announced teams at ringside. And if you don't know, Charlotte is basically undefeated on pay-per-views. We get formal ring connections from JoJo. They lock up and go at it. Charlotte slams Bayley first. Back and forth until Bayley catches Charlotte with a cutter on the second rope. Bayley comes through the ropes and takes Charlotte down with a on the floor with a head scissors. Bailey with a crossbody from the second rope to the floor. Then brings it back in for a 2 count. Charlotte turns back around and brings it in for a 2 count. Charlotte slams Bailey's face into the mat repeatedly. Charlotte keeps control and nails a running boot for a 2 count. Charlotte uses scissors to slam Bailey into the mat for a few more times. Charlotte then tosses Bailey with her legs and stands tall. Charlotte with another pin attempt before taunting and trash talking. Both go down with a double clothesline. Bailey looks for a comeback, but Charlotte chops her in the corner. Bailey with more offense. She nails a springboard crossbody. Bailey with more offense. Bailey drops Charlotte on her face. Then goes up top, but takes too much time and she has to come down. Bailey stomps on Charlotte for a 2 count. Bailey goes back up to the top and nails a big elbow drop for a 2 count. Charlotte turns back around after going for the knee. Charlotte applies a figure 4. Bailey manages to turn it around on her. Charlotte reverses it into the figure 8 and uses the ropes for leverage, but the referee sees it and stops her more back and forth, and Charlotte ends up getting the win out of nowhere with a natural selection on the apron. After the match, Charlotte recovered as we go to replay. Charlotte stood tall in the ring with her title as Bailey showed frustration from outside the ring. We get footage of the shark cage being lowered over the ring. Coleslaw leads us to a promo for the next match. No disqualification for the U.S. Universal title. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Expect some interference in this match, as I've seen this match in its entirety. We go to the ring. Shark cage is waiting for Chris Jericho to be in the middle. Music hits. Out comes Kevin Owens with the WWE U.S. champion. Roman Reigns without next. We get formal ring introductions from JoJo. Jericho stalls on going into the cage. Owens and Jericho beat Reigns down, but fights him off and puts Jericho in the cage. The cage is raised above the ring as we get the bell. Reigns goes at it to start, but Owens turns it around. Reigns rocks Owens and sends him to the floor. Reigns knocks Owens over the barrier, and they fight through the crowd now. They fight to the ringside, back to the ringside area, and Reigns uses the German announce table. Owens turns it around and sends Reigns into the steel steps. Owens takes the hood of the Spanish announce table off and throws it on Reigns. Owens goes under the ring and brings out a bunch of steel chairs. Owens grabs Reigns with a chair shot to the ribs. Owens ends up hitting a big corner cannonball in the corner into the barrier. Owens poses on the announce table to a mixed reaction. Owens stands a bunch of chairs up on top of each other at ringside. Another chair shot to the ribs. Then another. Owens adds to his mountain of steel chairs and brings Reigns back in the ring. Owens goes for the powerbomb Reigns from the apron through the chair mountain, but it's blocked. Reigns rocks Owens with a right hand. Reigns tries to suplex Owens from the ring onto the chairs, but Owens blocked it. Owens then drops Reigns over the top rope. Owens tries to knock Reigns into the chairs, but Reigns hangs on. Owens charges, but Reigns comes in with a clothesline. Reigns turns it back around as Jericho looks on for the cage. Reigns brings a table inside the ring, but Owens nails a backstabber for a 2 count. Owens goes for another corner cannonball and mocks Reigns. Reigns blocks the cannonball and nails a sit-down powerbomb for a close 2 count. Reigns looks up as Jericho tries to distract him with a cage. They end up on the floor again. Owens with 2 super kicks to place Reigns on top of a table. Owens goes to top and nails a big frog splash through the table. Fan chant, holy shit now. More back inside the ring. Reigns crashes into a chair in the corner. Jericho drops brass knuckles down to Owens. Owens mocks Reigns. A Superman punch from Owens is blocked. Reigns tries to get the knuckles. Owens hits a Superman punch on Reigns, but Reigns still kicks out. Owens kicks out at 2. Owens stands a chair up in the middle of the ring. Owens goes for a powerbomb on to the chair, but Reigns resists. Reigns counters and puts Owens through the chair with a Samoan drop. Owens kicks out at 2. Reigns goes to the floor and is frustrated. Reigns brings the table from under the ring and slides it in. Reigns then stands the table up in the corner. Owens rolls him up from behind for a 2 count. Reigns nails a Superman punch and Owens goes down but kicks out at 2. Reigns readies for the spear through the table, but Owens kicks him and nails a stunner for a 2 count. Owens with many stomps in the corner now. Owens with a corner cannonball goes up top to try for a superplex through the chair mountain, but Reigns countered and sends Owens through the chairs instead. Jericho looks on at his best friend laid out on top of the chairs. Reigns goes for a big power bomb through the announce table and nails it. Reigns brings Owens back inside the ring and ready for a spear. Braun Strowman appears, pulls Reigns outside the ring. Braun sends Reigns into the ring post and then chokeslams him on top of the announce table. It doesn't break. Braun rolls Reigns into the ring and follows. Braun then hits a big running power slam through the table in the corner. I remembered Oklahoma Stampede for Dr. Death. Same move. Owens crawls over and covers for the win. Still champion, Kevin Owens. After the match, Owens recovers as the shark cage is lowered in the ring. Braun already had left. Jericho is freed from the cage. He goes to check on Owens as we get replays. Owens and Jericho leave together while Reigns is still down in the ring. Get another break, including a KFC commercial with Big Cass and Enzo Amore. We'll come back and announce the table to the announcers, and they're sitting at ringside with no table. More hype for the Rumble. Backstage segment with Stephanie McMahon, Mick Foley, Daniel Bryan, and Mick Foley. They have a Rumble tumbler. Sami Zayn picks is up first. Then he picks, he gets number 8, and Dean Ambrose also picks, but won't reveal his number. So you know he's going to get a high number. Cruiserweight title match, Neville versus Swan. Network issues to start the match. There's no handshake between the two. They go out to start. Neville takes control and brings it to the floor as my feed goes out momentarily. It comes back in after a minute. Neville has control and is a good part of the match, but it seems as the feed comes back to Swan in control. Swan hits a running lariat and then a jumping frog splash for a 2 count. Swan goes up top, but Neville crotches him. Neville climbs up for a suplex, but Swan fights him off. They end up back on the mat. Swan with a big kick. Neville with a super kick of his own. Neville goes for a move, but Swan counters and rolls him up for a 2 count. Swan almost puts Neville away with a kick, but Neville gets his foot on the bottom rope. Swan keeps control, but Neville runs up to the top rope and nails a big superplex for a 2 count. Neville goes right into a submission in the middle of the ring. Swan taps and Neville wins the gold. After the match, Neville takes his time breaking the hold. We go to replays and the new champion celebrates. We go back to Neville leaving with the gold. Announcers lead us to a promo for the U.S. title match. For the WWE title match. John Cena versus AJ Styles. We go to the ring. Out first comes your WWE current champion. He watches as John Cena makes his way out. We get formal ring introductions from Greg Hamilton, and he's fired up. We get some trash talk to start the match. Cena with a big clothesline to take control. Cena takes AJ into the corner and works him over. AJ turns it around and keeps Cena down. AJ taunts Cena. Cena comes right back and uses his power. Cena goes for an early attitude adjustment, but Styles lands on his feet and nails an enziguri. Cena makes another comeback, more back and forth. AJ with a 2 count after a forearm. Cena comes back as the fans boo. Cena calls for the 5-knuckle shuffle. 5 moves of doom, but AJ blocked it and fights back. AJ with a German suplex and a face buster for a 2 count. AJ keeps control until Cena turns him inside out with a clothesline. Cena nails a shuffle, but AJ's still in it. Cena rocks AJ while he sits on the top, climbs up for the superplex, but AJ counters and ends up hitting a spin-out powerbomb for a 2 count. AJ goes for the phenomenal forearm, but Cena ducks it. Cena nailed the attitude adjustment for a 2 count. Cena waits for AJ to get up. Cena with a big clothesline for a 2 count. Cena waits for AJ to get up again. Cena goes for another clothesline, but AJ ducked and caught him with a Pele kick. More back and forth as AJ nailed a phenomenal forearm for a 2 count. AJ missed the kick. Cena gets him up in an electric chair and drops him into a facebuster. They trade shots in the middle of the ring now. Cena ends up going for an attitude adjustment again, but AJ countered it into the calf crusher. Cena gets AJ in the STF. Cena pulls AJ back from the bottom rope and tightens the hold. More back and forth. AJ gets the STF applied on Cena. Cena powers up with AJ on his back. Cena then goes for attitude adjustment, but AJ countered. They trade counters. Cena gets the figure 4 locked in. They trade counters again and reversals again. Cena powers up and slams AJ. Cena slowly climbs up top as AJ is still down. Cena goes for the leg drop, but AJ blocked it. AJ goes for a solid slash and nailed it, but Cena still kicked out at 2. Cena blocked the springboard 450 with his knees. Cena nails the destroyer for a 2 count. More back and forth as close calls. Cena catapults AJ into the corner and nails a cutter for a 2 count. Cena takes AJ to the second rope for a super attitude adjustment. And he nails it. AJ still kicks out at 2. Cena can't believe it. AJ countered another attitude adjustment and then the style slash. AJ crawled to the apron and goes for the phenomenal forearm, but Cena blocked it and turned it into an attitude adjustment. Cena immediately nailed another attitude adjustment for the win. And become the new 16-time WWE champion. After the match, Cena celebrated as his music hits. We get replays. Cena celebrates with fans at ringside. Stops to greet some Make-A-Wish fans. He even goes into the crowd and celebrates with him. So he makes his exit with celebrating with the WWE title. We go back to Coleslaw and Graves with the WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. Comes out to join them for the main event, the Royal Rumble. Leads us to a video package on the Rumble. Oh, by the way, some of the stuff that we talked about, me and Jerry the King Lawler talked about his car. That subject came up when my roommate's son brought up the name of his little action figure. It was like a robot and named Striker. Well, Jerry the King Lawler's favorite car. And he even showed us a picture of a red Striker, which he said that was in the arena after our interview and what have you. I went looking for it. Could not find it. And he did try and give us a potential spoiler, which did not happen. He said if he was to enter the Royal Rumble, it was only because he was going to eliminate Dolph Ziggler. Okay, 30-man Royal Rumble match. We go back to the ring. JoJo announces the rules of the match. The number 1 entrant is revealed to be Big Cass. He comes out with Enzo Amore, who does their introductions. Number 2 is revealed to be Chris Jericho, and out comes the U.S. champion. They meet in the middle of the ring and go at it. Cass takes it to the corners, nails a splash. Cass with a follow-away slam, and a stupid idiot chant starts up in the crowd. More back and forth. Calissa was out next for number 3 for his Royal Rumble debut. He was not previously announced. He comes in and nails Cass. As there was 8 people that were not mentioned for the 30-man Rumble. So there was 22 guys that were advertised for it. Cass then goes to work on Jericho. Cass and Calissa go at it until a big boot floors Callisto. Jericho works over Cass with chops. The next man out was Mojo Rawley. Number 4. Mojo comes in but nails a big shoulder on Callisto. Then nailed Jericho next. Cass comes after Mojo, but he fights back. Jericho and Mojo work on eliminating Cass now. He fights them both off. The next man out was Jack Gallagher, number 5, who was also not advertised. Gallagher decked Cass and Mojo with his umbrella. Calypso counters with Gallagher, but and got the upper hand. Jericho dropped Gallagher from behind. Jericho slammed Gallagher and still tall. Gallagher comes from behind and with a low blow using the umbrella. Gallagher embarrasses Jericho and drop kicks him. Cass and Calypso go at it in the corner. Mojo tries to eliminate Cass. Mark Henry is out next at number 5. He also was not advertised. Henry splashed Cass in the ring. Gallagher headbutted Henry. Henry eats it and eliminated Gallagher. Henry got a big pop from Texas, but Gallagher comes off the top with the umbrella. Henry grabbed him and tossed him over the top. The next man out is Braun Strowman. Braun comes in and eliminates Mojo. Cass comes in for a big boot, but Braun moves and Cass gets hung up. Braun eliminated Cass. Calypso comes over next, but Braun eliminated him, tossing him out onto Cass and Mojo. Henry and Braun go at it. The two strongest men in WWE. Braun sends him to the apron, but Henry hangs on. Braun eliminated Henry after that. Sami Zayn was out next. He unloaded on Braun, but gets dropped. Braun clubbed Sami to the mat. Braun charged twice, but runs into boots. Sami tried to suplex Braun, but Braun scoop slammed him. Sami countered and sent Braun into the ring post. Sami tried to dump Braun over the top, but there's no chance. Sami keeps fighting until Braun runs him over. Braun keeps up the attack, and the next man out was Big Show. Braun stares Show down as he marches to the ring. Show steps over the top rope, and they meet in the middle of the ring. Show blocks the right hand and unloads on Braun. Braun comes back with a clothesline. Show ends up nailing a big choke slam on Braun. Jericho slides back into the ring, but Show blocked the code breaker. Show then dropped Jericho with a knockout punch. Show then scooped Braun and goes to eliminate him, but it's blocked. Braun scoops Show for an elimination, but that's blocked. Braun tries to get the next man out. It is Ty Dillinger to a pop from NXT. And he's number 10. Dillinger ran into the ring and ducked the clothesline. Dillinger goes to work on Braun, but he won't go down. Dillinger mounted Braun in the corner, and it's fan count long. Braun picks him up, but Sami makes the save. Sami and Dillinger team up to take on Braun now. Braun fights them off. They go for a double suplex, but Braun counters and suplexes them at the same time. Next man out was James Ellsworth. Carmella is with him. Surprise entrant into the Rumble. And my buddy Robert joined me for the pay-per-view. Ellsworth doesn't want to enter because Braun is waiting. Carmella tells him to go on. Sami and Dillinger come from behind and try to dump Braun, but he hangs on. Braun brings himself back in and runs over Sami and Dillinger at the same time. Braun then splashes them both in opposite corners. Ellsworth still hasn't entered the ring. The next man out is Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose. Ambrose talked Ellsworth up to help him take on Braun. Ellsworth falls for it, but Ambrose lets him run into the ring by himself. Braun grabs Ellsworth and tosses him over the top. Ellsworth is eliminated. Ambrose with a top rope elbow on Braun. Braun fights Ambrose off. Ambrose counters and Ambrose counters. So you got Ambrose, Dillinger, and Sami all working on Braun now. He fights him off and hits the corner splashes on Sami and Ambrose. Next man out was Baron Corbin. Corbin hits the ring and unloads on Braun. As Ambrose jumps Ambrose jumps on Braun's back. It's 4-on-1 now. Braun fights out and boots Corbin. Braun eliminates Dillinger by tossing him over the top. Triple team on Braun continued. Corbin eliminated Braun with a big clothesline over the top. Ambrose nails the dirty deeds on Corbin. Sammy works on Ambrose. The New Day's music hits and out comes Kofi. Next, Kofi drop kicks Sammy and tosses him into the apron. Ambrose grabs Kofi and throws him into the apron. Sammy tried to dump Ambrose out. Kofi tried to dump Sammy. Corbin decked Kofi. Corbin dropped Kofi with a right. Ambrose goes to work on Corbin. Next man out was The Miz at number 15, accompanied by Maurice. The kiss and she hits to the back. The Miz will skull crush finale to Sammy. Corbin ends up hitting deep six on Miz. Kofi goes up top, but Corbin points at him. Corbin takes his legs out and Kofi smacks the top of the ring post. But he hangs on. Kofi comes back in with a Trouble in Paradise on Corbin. The next man out, Sheamus. Sheamus comes out with clotheslines. Sheamus with a 10 forearm on The Miz. Sheamus with a road kick on someone. Ambrose and Sammy tried to eliminate Sheamus. The next entrant is Big E. It's Big E with an abdominal stretch on The Miz. Big E ends up with a thrust on the corner. Kofi jumps off his back and nails Miz. Sheamus works over Corbin. Kofi and Big E work on dumping Miz. Sammy and Ambrose go at it. The next entrant is Rusev. Lana walks him out, but heads to the back. Rusev is wearing a nose guard, and after suffering the broken nose on Raw from Kofi's crossbody, Rusev enters the ring and goes wild. Rusev works over Ambrose. Sheamus with uppercuts on The Miz. Next superstar out is Cesaro. Cesaro with a Cesaro swing on Sammy, then hits a swing for Ambrose. Kalisto goes for the swing, as does Big E. Cesaro quickly is dizzy. Corbin charges, but Cesaro hits him with a swing as well. Cesaro goes for a swing on Sheamus, but Sheamus pleads. Fans pop as Cesaro considers it. Rusev drops Cesaro. Rusev tries to dump Cesaro, but Sheamus makes a save. Miz and Kofi work on Ambrose. The team Sheamus and hold him while Big E nails the big frog splash. Kofi and Miz go at it. Big E scoots Miz, drops him into kicks from Woods and Kofi. Next superstar out was Bray Wyatt by himself as the arena lights up with the fireflies, cell phones, whatever. Cesaro then works on Rusev. Big E goes after Sammy. Bray enters the ring and plants Miz into the mat. Wyatt takes Ambrose down. Wyatt drops Cesaro and then Rusev. Wyatt stares Woods down in the middle of the ring as he freezes. Woods ducks and nails Wyatt. Wyatt goes for Sister Abigail, but it's blocked. Wyatt floors Woods, but Wyatt floors Woods with a clothesline. Wyatt tosses Woods, but he hangs on. Cesaro and Sheamus go at it with Woods and Kofi now. Next man out was Apollo Crews. Crews debuts in the Rumble and unloads. Wyatt slows him down with a kick. Ambrose goes after Wyatt. Big E saves Kofi and Woods again. Sheamus and Cesaro eliminate Kofi, Woods, and Big E at the same time. Sheamus tries to dump Cesaro, but Jericho eliminates them both at the same time. Sheamus and Cesaro argue at ringside as they try to one-up each other by eliminating each other. Randy Orton was out next. Orton hits the ring and unloads with clothesline. Orton catches Miz in a power slam. Orton with an RKO on Corbin. Then Rusev. Sammy comes off the top rope, but Orton catches him on the way down with a RKO. Wyatt and Orton pose together. Jericho attacks Orton as Wyatt goes for Ambrose. Dolph Ziggler was out. Next, Ziggler hits the ring with super kicks. Rusev catches a kick, but Ziggler counters and nails a super kick. Ziggler with a double DDT on the Miz and Cruz. Ziggler super kicked Miz and Cruz. Cruz and Miz both hang on. Ziggler and Ambrose go at it. Luke Harper is out next at number 25. Orton watches as Harper comes in and goes to work on Cruz. Harper dumps Cruz to the apron and eliminates him. Harper and Orton lock eyes now. Wyatt plays peacekeeper, but Harper floors Wyatt to a pop. Orton attacks, but Harper ducks and drops him with a big boot. Harper picks Wyatt up by his hair. Harper kissed Wyatt on the forehead and goes for his sister Abigail, but Orton makes the save and with an RKO on Harper. Ambrose works over Jericho. Next superstar out was out to the ring as Brock Lesnar to a big pop. Heyman is right behind him. Pyro goes off the air as Lesnar marches to the ring. Lesnar goes right after Ambrose and tosses him. Ambrose is eliminated. Lesnar eliminates Ziggler next. Lesnar with Germans on Rusev. Jericho and Corbin. Also, Miz takes an F5. Orton approaches, but Lesnar hits him with an F5. Lesnar stands tall as fans start chanting for Goldberg. Out comes Enzo Amore, who was not advertised. Enzo charges the ring and Lesnar awaits, and everyone else is down. Lesnar dares into the ring. Enzo hops on the apron and stares Lesnar down. Enzo then takes the shirt off and gets fired up. Enzo charges, but Lesnar turns him inside out with a clothesline. Lesnar eliminated Enzo. Lesnar with a suplex on Sammy. Then Jericho. Lesnar kicked Rusev and hits him with knees. Jericho with a snap suplex on Rusev too. Next man out was Bill Goldberg to a pop. Goldberg marches to the ring and power goes off. Lesnar awaits. Goldberg enters and ducks a shot from Lesnar. Goldberg spears Lesnar to a pop. Goldberg then clotheslines Lesnar over the top. Lesnar is eliminated. Lesnar can't believe it. Goldberg takes out Corbin next. Then Jericho. Sammy attacks, but Goldberg hits him with a jackhammer. Orton and Wyatt double team Goldberg. And Goldberg enters and ducks a shot from Lesnar. Goldberg spears Lesnar to a pop. Goldberg then clothesline Lesnar over the top. Lesnar is gone. Okay. Alright. Lesnar can't believe it. Goldberg took out Corbin next, then Jericho. Sammy attacked, but Goldberg hit him with a jackhammer. Orton and Wyatt double team Goldberg now. Goldberg ducked and nailed a double spear on the Wyatts. Next man out was the Undertaker to a pop. Lights come on and Taker is already in the ring. Goldberg turns around and they come face to face. Taker grabs Goldberg by his throat, but they are attacked by Corbin and Rusev. Corbin works over Taker. Goldberg eliminated Rusev. Taker eliminated Corbin. Taker turns around to a spear from Goldberg. Harper attacked, but Goldberg eliminated him. Taker eliminated Goldberg. Miz and Sammy attack Taker. Taker fights them both off. Taker chokeslams Miz, then Sammy. Wyatt gets dropped by Taker and goes as he goes down. Final entrant is Roman Reigns. To a very mixed reaction. Reigns walked to the ring as Taker looked on. Reigns stopped at ringside and they locked eyes. Reigns stepped on the apron and entered the ring. They meet in the middle of the ring. Taker with a big right hand. Reigns fought back and they trade shots in the middle of the ring. Taker with a big clothesline. Taker goes for a chokeslam on Reigns, but it's blocked. Reigns with a Superman punch on Taker. Taker blocks the next Superman punch and choke slams Reigns. Taker blocked an RKO. Taker dropped Wyatt. Taker eliminated Miz with a clothesline. Taker then eliminated Sammy with a clothesline. Taker tossed Reigns, but he hung on. Taker grabbed Jericho in the middle and midair and chokeslammed him. Taker cut his own throat to a pop. Reigns comes from behind and eliminates Taker to boos. The two stare each other down and some fans do the bull crap chant. Reigns grabbed Jericho and tossed him, but Jericho hung on. Jericho fights back and goes up top. Reigns eliminated him with a Superman punch, and it's down to Reigns, Wyatt, and Orton. Orton and Wyatt double team Reigns now. Orton with a second rope draping DDT. Reigns blocks the double team. Now Superman punches. Reigns eliminates Wyatt by tossing him. Reigns ready for a spear on Orton. Orton blocks it in midair with an RKO. Orton clotheslines Reigns over the top for the win. Randy Orton's going to WrestleMania 33. JoJo announced the winner as Orton's music hits as he celebrates. We get replays and come back to Orton posing in the corners. Power goes off around WrestleMania 33 sign. Orton looks on, pointing at the sign on the thing. Royal Rumble goes off the air with Orton standing tall and pointing at the WrestleMania sign. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the video. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.